What is up, you guys? Schwam234 here. Thank you for coming back to watch another video. If you haven't watched my other videos, please do that. Otherwise, you are missing out on great content. This video is going to be for the Elemental Lord legendary enchant. I spent some time doing this a while back, and then it hadn't been touched for a while, and I just started messing with it again today. I figured I'd make a video for you guys. So, I will get right into it. Before I even get started, I'm going to apologize for, I don't know what's going on with my enchants or anything. We'll go through all that. Also, I'm sure my abilities are all over the place. So, I did pick up Innervate for mana regeneration. Hurricane, just an AoE. For leveling in dungeons or PvE if you're going to do raids. Otherwise, I guess you don't need it. Moon Conform increases armor, regenerate mana, and spell crit chance increased. Also, spell haste and spirit. And also, attacks done to me while in Moon Conform have a chance to cause me to go into a frenzy, increasing damage. Which we don't have any arcane spells, but we do use nature damage and also a chance to restore mana. Restoration, I always pick up Mark of the Wild just because it gives you, I don't even have it up right now. One moment, please. There we go. So at this level, increases armor, all attributes by 10, and all resistances by 14. So that's pretty freaking good, no matter what you're doing. Mage, I did pick up Arcane Intellect for the Intellect. Mage Armor to keep the mana regeneration coming back. I did pick up Arcane Power just for, I've got these two macros, which I'll explain in a little bit. But spells deal 15% more damage, and they cost 15% more mana for 15 seconds. So, fire, we got Ignite, crit strikes from direct fire damage spells, cause the target to burn, increases all fire damage you deal by 10%. I focused on fire for this build because when you use Flame Shock and then Lava Burst, it always crits. Always. So it's like usually around 5,000 damage for me. So I'm focusing on the fire part of it. Frost, I just picked up Frost Bolt. Protection, Blessing of the Kings, 5% all stats. One moment, please. Oh, yeah. Energy drink number 2. Sometimes I drink 3 or 4 of these a day. Remember, 3 or 4 energy drinks a day keeps the doctor away. Just kidding, don't do that. I don't know how I'm alive. Eat an apple. Shaman. This is when we get into the Elemental Lord nonsense, and you can see it's all over the place. I don't even know what's going on here, so let's figure it out together. With the Elemental Lord, your shocks, so Earth Shock, Flame Shock, Frost Shock, they buff some stuff, and they give you some other ability, which I will go over in a minute. Lightning Bolt is nature damage. I did pick up an elemental just because I wanted to, so get over it. Chain Lightning, Elemental Blast is good, has a chance to increase crit strike or spell casting speed for 8 seconds. Can't go wrong with either of those. Lava Burst you will want. Fire Elemental Totem I picked up, and I also picked up the Earth Elemental Totem, and I'll show you why. Spell crit 6%, reduces mana cost, increases damage done by Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Lava Burst. I'm pretty sure at one point I just typed in Lava Burst because that's your big hit ability. And yeah, I just picked up most of these, so good thing to do. Reduces cooldown of shocks, and then you have a chance to increase the next different shock within 8 seconds by 20%. Increase the crit strike damage of your spells by 100%. So that's good to have because when you use Flame Shock and Lava Burst, again, it's always a crit. So, Unrelenting Storm increases spell and melee haste by 3% for 8 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. Alright. Gives Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning a chance to cast a second time on a similar target. Increases damage done by your shocks. Dealing damage with shocks increases that spell school by 5% for 12 seconds. So the way I set everything up is in order. So shock, and then also in that school. So frost, frost, then fire, 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 earth, 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 or nature, not earth. You know what I mean. Lava Flow increases crit strike of Lava Burst, Flame Shock, etc., etc. Flame Tongue Weapon increases spell damage. You shouldn't really be meleeing anyone. Earth Elemental Totem. This increases the spell damage buff on the Flame Tongue Weapon. And then Mana Tide Totem for the mana, just in case. Demonology, Fell Armor. You can use Demon Skin, you can use Summoner's Armor if you'd like. I just got this to increase spell hit chance. And then a chance to heal me. Destruction, Hand of Gul'dan. I just like that. I think it's a little cheeky spell. I enjoy it. Chaos Bolt, kind of a big hit. Fire damage. And that's it for that. So, let me do a little demonstration for you. These macros, this one casts Berserking, which is a 20% speed haste buff, and then it'll summon my Earth Totem at the same time. And then this one is going to increase spell power by 15%, or spell damage by 15%. But it costs 15% more mana for 15 seconds, and it also summons the Fire Elemental at the same time. So, my goal with this build was to be like the Avatar, basically, but there's no Air Elemental. You could swap out this guy, I guess, if you wanted to go more for that. But then, if you go and try to use the Water Elemental with this guy, with the Raise Elemental out, or Tether Elemental, it doesn't work. It like glitches out. It does nothing for the length of the time, and then your elemental just disappears. It's the weirdest thing. So, but with this guy still out, you can stack it with the Earth Elemental and the Fire Elemental, so they'll be all out at the same time. And then, of course, I did try the Feral Spirits, the Ghost Wolves. It does work, but again, it replaces your Elemental. So then they're out for their length of time, and then your minion's gone. So I wanted to have everybody out, and then the ones you summoned go away, but your guy's still out, which I will demonstrate for you. So frost, frost, buff, buff, and then if you watch this, this will crit. There it is, almost 6,000 for that crit, pretty juicy. And then I try to just cycle back to this as much as possible, because that does all the damage. Not all the damage, but you know what I mean. So try to get back to the Flame Shock and the Lava Burst as often as possible. So that's the rotation. That was 72k damage, believe it or not, just in that little burst. So you hit hard. Lava Burst was most of that. And then the Elemental does some damage, so I like having him there. Let me go somewhere a little quieter. These guys, they never rest 24 hours a day. Oh, I'm going to attack this dummy. I was just doing it. I know. Let's see what's going on here. So Elemental Lord, Elemental Blast no longer gives you a buff, has no cooldown. but it has a chance to reset the Shaman shock spells and empowers them if you have a tethered elemental. So you do want to have an elemental with elemental lord. That makes sense. Earth shock deals additional damage over 3 seconds, causes the elemental to do abilities cost less mana, increases their haste by 20% for 12 seconds. Frost Shock causes your next lava burst to solidify, dealing 30% more damage and causing your tethered elemental's ability damage to restore mana to you and your pet. Okay, that's pretty good. Flame Shock damage has a 20% chance to reset the cooldown of your lava burst and causes your tethered elemental to have a 30% increased crit strike chance for 15 seconds. And then in addition to all that, holy moly, tethered elemental deals a crit strike with one of their abilities. The crit strike chance of your next elemental blast is increased by 20%. What a fucking mouthful and a headache. Who comes up with this shit? I love this game. Booming Echoes increases damage of your shocks and elemental blast. Concussion increases damage of lava burst. Haha. Lightning bolt, etc., etc. While above 50% mana, you receive 3% spell haste. That's good. And then when below 50% mana, you gain crit strike, 3%. So that's good. Increases damage done by lightning bolt again. Booming echoes again. Concussion. Okay, so I see what I did there. So you'll want 3 concussions. You will want... I'm so dumb. I could have done this in all my videos. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so 3 booming echoes. Elemental Lord, obviously. Black Ice, you don't really need. So that's just kind of a random one. Forked Lightning, I like for Chain Lightning. I think it's pretty good. Storm, Earth, and Fire. Periodic damage done by your Flame Shock is increased by 5%. That's pretty good. Concussion, like I said, 3 of those. Clear Mind. I had this at one point, but I took the point away. But getting up to 70, I'll bring this back. Increases spell haste. Increases crit chance of nature spells. Earth Living. Irrelevant. Pendulum. We covered Pendulum. Increases spell damage by 3% of your total intellect. That's pretty good. Shock and Swarm increases the damage of your Earth Shock and Chain Lightning by 4%. And Insect Swarm I don't use. So, there you go. But that is me talking for an extended period of time about this build. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any recommendations or anything, please let me know. Comment below. Like and subscribe. But yeah, you'll want the Elemental guy. And then you can have basically 3 elementals out at once while you are casting. So, pretty juicy. I think they'll nerf it eventually because it shouldn't be allowed. I figure out all these things. It's like all these little loopholes in the game. And then somebody's going to watch the video. And then they're going to be like, oh, that's not really fair. So, take advantage of it now. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.